the biggest beef just happened in video game community. It's not a beef, it's unofficial, but yeah, it's certainly big. So to start off, you need to know 5 things. First is WAREZ. WAREZ means softwares. It's WAREZ with a Z. So softwares, these are underground community of basically hackers. They're not the total digital hackers, but more like game crackers. And second is Denuvo. Denuvo is the mother of all securities in video games. It started quite recently as in 2014, around 14, and this is like super tight. This is like a pentagon of video games. Okay, super tough. Third, crackers. Crackers are those who crack the game. When cracking means remember, if you have bought any video games in the early 2000s, you buy the CD, put it in the computer, and there's a code you have to. So crackers, like they reverse engineer how to not get the code. Once you've installed in your computer, so you can basically copy paste it to another computer without having that code. So they eliminate the code. So those are crackers. They crack the game. They crack the security of the game. Fourth is repackers. Repackers are those who repack the game, and repacking means, say, when a cracker cracks the game, for those who didn't buy any games, and if you remember, the installation process was quite it wasn't easy. You had to know how to use Power ISO or Ultra ISO, whatever, and WinRAR, zip files. Remember all those? Like copy paste, then you have to install the crack from somewhere else, and yeah, it was quite haphazard. So repackers does all these, and they put it in one simple installation in one go. Like you click yes, install, and everything happens in one go. So those are repackers. Fifth one you have to know is broke gamers. Because piracy exists because so many people, they cannot afford the game. So 2 people you have to know. First is Fitgirl, she is a repacker, and the second is EMPRESS, she is a cracker. Not that EMPRESS, the video game EMPRESS. So let's talk about EMPRESS first. I'll be reading the interview EMPRESS did with the Wired, so there are bits and pieces I'll be reading out. And she says she's beautiful as hell, but she does not care how she looks. But she cares what she does. That's deep right there. That's deep. So, and why is EMPRESS a big deal? Okay, first and foremost, why is she a big deal? See, EMPRESS was one of those who cracked Denuvo, and in such a manner that it was unprecedented. And she was the best in the freaking world. Okay, in the world, she was the best. And is. If you ask EMPRESS how she got to this point, the most she'll say is by mixing philosophy with coding. Now, have you ever thought, what would Friedrich Nietzsche be like if he knew how to code? And she also claims that the main problem is that people fail to see video games as the pinnacle and maximum potential of art. Now, I agree with her on this one because have you seen that ratio? That a book is this much, and a movie just crams into this much, but the video game is the entire thing, the whole, both of them combined and more. So yeah, video games are definitely the pinnacle of art. So cosplays, think about it, cosplays, fan movies, fan art, so many. One video game and it creates an entire ecosystem of one of those either characters or even movies to be made. EMPRESS has become arguably the most powerful breaker of digital rights management software in the world. That's DRM, and Denuvo is a DRM. So digital rights management. So it's a software to protect the rights. There is little to no competition in the cracking scene when it comes to that particular DRM. They're referring to Denuvo. Says Overkill Labs, who used to run the gaming piracy focus Crackwatch. Oh my god, Crackwatch. Have you heard of it? Crackwatch. Yeah. on. And this, by the way, this video is for the 3 people who will actually see this video. I don't know, maybe some people more will see it in the future. Overkill Lab says they know of just 3 groups that have broken it, and none with the sense of mission EMPRESS has. Impressive. EMPRESS accepts donations, cryptocurrency. So basically, those people who will actually pay, so they don't want to buy the game, but they will support a cracker. So they're basically paying illegally for the game that they don't want to buy legally. You know, that's ironic. Now, Overkill Labs states that people are used to seeing groups that do it all for free and ask for nothing in return. Now, yeah, this was true because originally when the WAREZ scene, underground scene came up, they were just a group of people who wanted competition. Competition not against us or anyone else, but competition against the game developers, and to see, you know, healthy competition with each other. So whoever can crack the game first. As for the topic of money, the entire scene rules that accept no money, no donations is one of the biggest problems, which always push the crackers back instead of forward, says EMPRESS. If you're going to do such insane effort, you wouldn't just do it for and from nothing. Pretty obvious, because you have to remember that the original crackers, NFO and I think Conspiracy, I don't know, but the earliest crackers that emerged, they bought the games themselves. And then they even mentioned that besides the competition, they did it for those who cannot afford it. But they themselves, they did buy it. So that's a big, you have to understand that. It took only 2 days for EMPRESS to crack the Red Dead Redemption 2 DRM, and De Nouveau is very difficult to crack, says Mr. Goldberg. And Mr. Goldberg is also part of the scene. Never know when someone else might appear out of nowhere, but right now EMPRESS is the #1 in cracking ability. Wow. Most recent game that she cracked, Immortals Phoenix Rising, she capped it at 200 kilobytes per second, so that no one else could download it within the first 24 hours. Or not the first 24 hours, in less than 24 hours. So that would prevent repackers from repackaging her cracks for easier downloads and potentially claiming the credit. And see, now see, it's building up. It's building up. When fans in her community chat began questioning her motivation, EMPRESS had an explanation ready, so she just dropped it. She said, "If not for my plan here, everybody would be shouting, 'Fitgirl, you're awesome!'" Ooh. Now, see, calling out. This is calling out, right? So EMPRESS being come on, you gotta give her that she is the most skilled, and this is where Fitgirl enters the scene. Not the scene, not the WAREZ scene. This scene, the current situation. EMPRESS maintains she doesn't need attention, but at the same time, she says everybody should just know who is actually responsible for her cracks, and also to support and donate to the person who did the real work. Now, yeah, this was really heavy. No, heavy as in the weight of this statement is quite heavy. Now, since we have mentioned Fitgirl, let's talk about or rather who she is. So Fitgirl is basically, as I mentioned, she's a repacker, and from video game communities, Maximum would definitely agree that Fitgirl's repacks are one of the most stable. So of course it has its ups and downs, but however, the majority would definitely agree that Fitgirl's repacks are one of the most stable. And after this happened, then Fitgirl released a statement about EMPRESS. Fitgirl says, EMPRESS intentionally limited uploading speed of her seedbox to 200 kilobytes per second, and Fitgirl uploaded almost 2 terabytes of data on that torrent. Like 2 terabytes, my hard drive is 2 terabytes, man. Fitgirl also says that she didn't share the crack-only files for those who have the game files already, which were helping her to finalize the crack. So almost 24 hours after release, not a single person but her has access to the said crack. So Fitgirl says, why did she do it, you ask? She hates all repackers for stealing the spotlight from her work. Okay, from a neutral point of view, neither tilting towards Fitgirl nor tilting towards Empress. You know those profiles or channels that repost other people's works? No, by certainly mentioning them, like, oh, check out this artwork from this one, check out this dance from this one. There are so many. What their sole purpose is to repost others' work by crediting them. However, the irony is that those channels that repost the original artist's work, those reposting channels or profiles, they get way more engagement and higher likes, more shares, and all of that. And I have seen it till date. All of my reposts of offers by those celebrities, that whoever has reposted, not just on their story but actual in their post, they have reposted my drawings. They have gotten over thousands of likes, and my I still get around average around, let's say 30, 40, 50. 50 is like I'm still getting 50. I don't have a problem. They mention. However, if this happens again and again, like for every single drawing that I make and another repost channel or profile is reposting my work for every single drawing, and the fans will eventually think that, okay, this channel is only posting this cool artist, but not many of them will actually try to find out who is the original artist. So yeah, that is kinda icky. That's my personal opinion. So in the end, Fitgirl says that I will never make any repacks with your cracks again, with in bold. I don't want to be related to the toxicity you created with your last statements and actions. It was a hard decision for me. I've already repacked Immortal Phoenix Rising and upcoming Just Cause 4. All future Denuvo plus Empress games will now be absent from my site, which will be a huge miss for you, my users. Okay, ooh. Don't expect any good games in the future to be cracked and repacked by, in the same manner. Either you'll have to take the original cracked version and manually install it, or you have to wait for some other repacker like Dodi and then someone else. There's so many other repackers now. So yeah, it's a big blow. Yeah, big blow to the gamers who don't buy the original game. And in her final statement, Fitgirl says to Empress, "Enjoy your spotlight, Empress," in caps. Wow. So yeah, in video game history, since piracy started, all the way from, piracy is not just of video games. It started all the way back from when Bill Gates was making software. So there were people who were already trying to pirate his operating system. Not even Windows, though. Before that, like, what were those tapes? Those film tapes. Like, wow, from then all the way till now, it has gone so advanced. This is this is actually big, because, well, if you think about someone who claims to be number one, and again, Empress herself didn't claim that I'm the number one. It's those amongst the video game community, they are the one who has proclaimed her as number one. And of course, going by her work, yeah, that's difficult, and no one else did it. She did it. In that ecosystem where everyone is in a symbiotic relationship with everyone else. So yeah, but when things like these happen, it's a big blow for the average people. It's same like politics, one nation's president says something, another nation's prime minister says something, they don't get it. So travel ban, this ban, and anything in a war situation, who is the one to lose the most? The everyday people. That was all I had to say, and I made this in a quick. So, bye.